I've lived in 5 different countries in Africa. I've lived in Malawi, Botswana, Zambia, Morocco, and Nigeria. I have also travelled extensively in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Egypt. Never once in all my years of living or travelling on the African continent have I been mistreated in any way because of my ethnicity, because of my skin color.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. So guys, in today's video I want us to watch this video from a white man, what he had to say about black people in Africa and black people in the Caribbean. So kindly guys watch this, and then I'll be back with more comment.
And this is in spite of the fact that I come from a country who are guilty for some of the worst colonial crimes ever inflicted throughout human history. That's right, I was born in Great Britain. And without doubt, the British and the French committed the greatest atrocities across the continent of Africa. The Belgians have a good claim for the greatest atrocity in their treatment of the Congolese, but if one looks at it as an entity and the number of countries that were invaded by the British and French colonialists, one will see that they are the worst protagonists. Despite this, and despite the behavior of my ancestors, I have never been mistreated. In fact, I have been welcomed warmly in all of the countries I have lived in or visited. And when in Africa, I don't cocoon myself in some enclave dome which is inhabited by people who like to refer to themselves as expats. I hate that term. But no, I integrate as much as possible within local society. I will go to the shebeen. I will go to any compound and experience life as it is for people in the country where I am based. So whether that's in the village, whether it's in the township, whether it's in the local bar, I will integrate, I will mix, and I am always made welcome. Now contrast that with the way many Africans are treated when they choose to live in the United Kingdom or France or other parts of Europe. The difference is incredible. The everyday racism experienced by African people on the European continent is a crime against humanity. Now there are different types of racism. The most obvious is the day-to-day experience that an African will have whilst living in parts of Europe. The name-calling, the staring, the subtle discrimination. And for many Africans, they will just brush it off because it is so common that they just get used to it, sadly. Worse, though, is the institutional and structural racism that Africans have to abide with. The restrictions on their movements, the fact that most passports emulating from the African continent will only allow Africans to travel visa-free to a handful of countries, and most of those will be other African countries or countries in the Caribbean. And moreover, the difficulty that Africans have finding work in Europe is unimaginable. People who are qualified as doctors, accountants, lawyers, university lecturers, nurses, teachers do not have their qualifications and experiences recognized by most European countries. I know many people from Africa working in various parts of Europe as security guards or as care assistants when back home they had highly skilled professional jobs. But that experience is rarely recognized when they come to Europe unless they come as part of a transfer with an existing company. But if they come because they've migrated to Europe, their chances of accessing the sort of job which they are eminently capable of is slim. Now, if a black person was making this video, they would be quickly dismissed. They'd be dismissed as having an axe to grind or always trying to find problems. And again, that's part of racism. The fact that I can speak because of my white privilege means that I have a duty to do so. Not because I'm married to an African woman or because I have many African friends, but because I like to think I'm a decent human being who appreciates the value in every person on our planet.
And beautiful means nothing unless you're black and powerful. Let's just get that straight. You cannot be black and proud and niggas too. Okay, that white folks are planning for 3 generations and we're planning for Saturday night, right? Because the whole, brothers and sisters, is to win, not to look like we're winning. I would rather carry a plastic bag with $5,000 in it than to carry a $5,000 Louis Vuitton bag with $100 in it. You ain't winning. Louis Vuitton is winning, Nike is winning, Gucci is winning, Armani is winning. You ain't winning. We are the consumption class. They are the merchant class. They make stuff, we buy stuff. It is interesting to me that the rich stay rich by pretending to be poor, and the poor stay poor by pretending to be rich. Right? We got the shit ass backwards. That by 2053, 10 years after the majority becomes the minority, if nothing changes among African Americans, household median wealth will be zero. Zero. In effect, we will have worked our way into a second slavery. Try to operate in a market-based economy and a democratic capitalistic society without money. Let's see how that works for you.
Oh man,
It's on us. And ain't nobody fixing us but us. White people are not fixing black people. It's been 400 years and we ain't fixed. You know who white people are thinking about? They're thinking about white people. They're thinking about their wives, their children, their communities, their schools, their businesses, and your pockets. That's what they're thinking about.
People of African descent, we need to wake up. Hear me out. People of African descent, we need to wake up. By the time we wake up from our slumber, Africa will be owned by everybody else, by people that look like us. And we will no longer have any hope. There'll be no hope, because the only way that we are going to eradicate this disrespect is if the continent of Africa is okay. That is the only way we are going to eradicate this disrespect. The day that we wake up and we go, if it's corporations that are run by people that don't look like us, this disrespect is never going to end. So we need to wake up. People of African descent, we need to wake up. The Chinese, the Indians, the Europeans are in Africa creating generational wealth. Do you know that you can go to, for instance, you can go to South Africa and your landlord will be Indian? Yep, there's nothing wrong with that. They've seen the opportunity and they've gone. Except for people that this is rightfully ours. This land and this soil is rightfully ours. What are we doing speculating whether we are black or not, whether we are African or not, fighting over tribal wars and all kinds of divisions? We need to wake up and rise up from this slumber. There's beach fronts that need to be developed. Do you know that in Ghana we have the one of the largest man-made lakes in the world? It's beautiful, right, with a jungle, and it's just beautiful land, piece of land. And one time I went to my husband's hometown and there was this piece of land that it was like an island. And I was like, oh my God, this will do great with a golf course and a retreat. Yes, I'm talking to my brothers and sisters in the Americas. Americas, because we have the dollar and we spend the most money on goods that are made by people that don't look like us. And we've enriched everybody else but ourselves. This self-hate, we need to, I hate to be this passionate, but this self-hate, we need to wake up. We need to start thinking economically. We need to go claim what is ours. By the year 2050, this was written in the New York Times, 1 in every 4 people will be black. And the youth in Africa is vibrant and the world is scared of it because it's a continent with the youngest people. So we need to have a game plan. For this 25, 30 years, we need to have a game plan that what is this going to look like? I don't have the money, I don't have the power, but I have a voice. So I can put on my camera and talk about it. And hopefully this video will get into the right.
So guys, help me get this straight. South Africans fought their hearts out because they were adamant that they wanted someone who is South African, whether black, Indian, colored, white, but that person must be South African because we know who we are, we know our culture, we know even our problems, even our differences. But as long as it's someone who's South African, who will go out and represent who we are and what it means to be a South African. And they flat out rejected Chidima. And then she went on to fight her heart out to try and prove that she is South African. I mean, the girl even claimed she speaks 3 or 4 languages. She said she was born in Soweto, her mother is Zulu, and all of these things. Like, she refused to admit that she was Nigerian. And then fast forward, the Department of Home Affairs comes out and says, okay, we found proof and evidence that this girl's mother actually committed fraud for them to be in South Africa, which was the only time she withdrew from the Miss South Africa pageant. After withdrawing, Nigeria invites her to the Miss Universe Nigeria pageant to come and represent Nigeria, which we didn't have a problem with. I mean, we were flat out saying, good for you, girl, because that's where you belong. That's what we've been saying all along. And the pageant organizers obviously went out of their way to make sure that she rightfully represents the country, which is none of our business. And then she goes on to winning Miss Universe. Not winning, sorry. She came second, which means she almost won Miss Universe. And now Nigerians are coming for South Africans and saying that they're spiting us, or her coming second is actually proof that South Africans are xenophobic and we can't stop her greatness, what. Now, here's the part that I don't get. South Africans are the ones that have been saying Chidima is Nigerian. Nigerian Chidima has not once claimed that she is Nigerian until it was time for her to go and claim the Miss Universe Nigeria crown. All along, she had been denying her roots. All along, she had been saying she's not Nigerian. But when the opportunity came for her to maximize the ability for her to go and be at a Miss Universe pageant, she jumped on it, right? She didn't go to Nigeria and ask Nigerians to represent them. Nigerians approached her to represent them because obviously they knew she's got all this training and whatnot from South Africa. Now, why would we be bragging to South Africans about her coming second? Because we've been saying she's Nigerian all along. And we all know she only got that far because of her growing up in South Africa. So you have been teasing and making fun of Mia and her disability, and you've been uncouth about it, and you've been disrespectful, and we chilled. It's okay. But now don't try and make out Chidima's winning to be something that you can celebrate. The girl has never, not once, wanted to be Nigerian. I mean, if you guys didn't come and say we're going to give you a crown to be Miss Universe, was she ever going to come rush to Nigeria and live there? Of course not. So I don't understand how someone who doesn't identify herself as Nigerian, who doesn't see herself as Nigerian, who doesn't brag about Nigeria, who probably has never even used your currency, becomes something that you can brag to South Africans about. The thing and the difference between South Africans and Nigerians is that South Africans actually love being South African. We actually love staying in our country. We actually love representing South Africa. South Africa gives us so many things to feel good about, to represent ourselves about, to be proud of. We're not going out there screaming that we're the giants of Africa. No, our records speak for themselves. The accomplishments we have as a country speak for themselves. We don't have to make noise. South Africa generally is the big country in Africa. So I don't understand how you're making your second run-up a thing about South Africa. You know, it's your win. It's your, I guess you won, because I mean, she broke some history that Nigerians haven't had a run-up in years, blah, 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 blah. We've had winners, so that's not our history, that's yours. So try and celebrate your title without including South Africa, because we're over here actually trying to get rid of as many illegal foreigners as possible because they're ruining our country. So good luck and congratulations for your win, but it's not even about us. Like, we still maintain Chidima is Nigerian, but does Chidima believe she's Nigerian? Well, maybe we'll see after the crown if she'll still be.
Watch that video from this white man coming out and tell us exactly the challenges and the struggle that black people they are facing when they are in the Western countries, because this white man, he has come out and confess and tell us exactly he has visited so many black countries in the Caribbean and also here in Africa. He has visited majority or so many countries in Africa, and in each and every country that he has visited here in Africa, there is no country that he has faced racism or mistreated or discrimination. So because of him with his white color, he has not faced any challenges and he has not been mistreated because of being a white person here in Africa and in the countries that he has visited. But he has also come out and explained how the black people, they're being treated with the Western people, because we black people, we have been complaining about how these Western people, they are treating us. You can see what is happening to the black Americans. The black Americans, they are being oppressed. There is a racism towards the black American. The black Americans, they are going through a lot, even if these people, they build this America. So these people, after building America, the white people, they see these people as not very important people. So this is tell you that these black people, we are not respected in the world. Yeah, we black people, we are not respected. And also there's a lot of mistreated going on to the black people wherever they are in the diaspora. So this white man is coming out and expose even harasses because of the things that they are doing to the black people. And I've been telling you that right now we black people, we are now there's a revolution going on to the black people. We black people, we want to revolutionize ourselves. We want our black people to come together. We want us black people to speak one language. It is now time for us black people to be respected in the world, because these people, they are coming out and confess. Right now they are exposing their races to the things that they have been doing. You can imagine how comes we black people, we are treating these other races very well. You will find black people is going and support the Chinese store. Black people is going and supporting the white store, the Indian store. We black people, we always support these other races than our own races. Yeah, and these races that we are supporting, they are not supporting us black people. Yeah, we black people, we need to know that. Have you ever seen a Chinese man going to shop in black store? Have you ever seen a white man, Indian man going to shop in a black store? It is very difficult for them, simply because they know we black people, we have nothing to trade with them. We have nothing. They cannot support us. Yeah, this is they always see black people as supporting them, but not as black people being supported. We don't have their support. It is now the right time for us black people to change. These are some of the things that it is making us black people not to be respected. Yeah, because these races, they always know black people, they will come and support me. If I open my store here, the black people will come and support me. That is the first thing they usually see to us black people. But we black people, we are not even supporting ourselves. Yeah, when a black person has opened a store, the fellow black person, instead of going and supporting their fellow black store, he wants to see the black store going down. It is not easy for black person to support their fellow black person. It is very difficult. So we need to change also that. We need to start supporting our own races. And also we black person, we are known of respecting and giving priorities to these white mans, to the yellow man, to the Indian, to the Chinese. We always give them the first priority. We always treat them very well when they are coming to our country. But you can see when we black people, we are going to their country, they are not respecting us. First of all, it starts with the visa. You can see getting the Western visa, it is very difficult. Getting the Indian, the Chinese visa, it is very difficult. But for them to get our visa, it is just like a finger on the tip. When they do like this, they have our visa. But for us, we are really struggling to have a United States visa. Black people getting the Western visa, very, very difficult. But for them, it is easy. We need to make it also very difficult for them. If for us getting their visa, it is very difficult, also for them getting our visa needs to be very difficult. I've been telling you that these people, they can't do without us. They really depend to us. So when we are cutting their relationship with us, the people who are going to suffer, it is them, not us. Because Africa, we are having everything. We have resources, we have minerals, we have gold, we have our food straight from the farm. So we black people, we have everything. We need to come together and we need to start working to our country so that these other races can respect us, can respect us. We cannot treat them very good, but when we are going to their country, they are treating us like a trash. This man has come out and explained. So we need also to be treated very well. Yeah, needs to be vice versa. If they are treating us very bad, also we need to treat them the same way. These people that have been taking advantage of us for a very long time, they have taken so much of our resources. They build their country with our resources, with our minerals. They are still creating more jobs with our resources, with our minerals. And they cannot respect us. They cannot respect black Americans. They cannot respect black people in the Caribbean. We need to speak one language. We need to come together so that these people can respect us. So kindly guys, I don't want to talk too much. Like this video, subscribe and share. See you on my next one. Bye bye.